Hello and welcome to another Royal Reviewer live pop-up chat. Let me just adjust the height of this camera because I don't think you can see the magnificent Spencer tiara that I am wearing today. Hello and welcome. It's been a few days. I wasn't feeling very well yesterday, and no, it's not what's going around at the moment. I feel completely fine today, but it was a little bit scary because I did feel a little bit fatigued. I felt dizzy. I had a headache, didn't have a fever, but I was going a little bit hot and cold-ish. So no, today I'm absolutely fine. So yeah, I'm back. But actually, it's not been too bad because there hasn't been terribly that many royal engagements going on over the last few days. Yes, it's the weekend, and the royals do tend to typically wind down their royal engagements over the weekend. But there has been, I think, some confusion going around about the Queen and what she's doing with regards to isolating herself to keep herself safe. So we're going to be talking about that. Also, there's been lots of news and speculation going around about an invitation to the Sussexes and of course baby Archie for the summer Balmoral stay, or rather a holiday at Balmoral during the summer. So we're going to be looking at that and other stories as well. But before I do, this is a live chat, so as always, I will go and find the chat room so that I can see and speak to you guys and read as many viewer comments and answer as many of your questions as I possibly can. So it's just loading up. So I'm just waiting. Here it is. Right, hello to everyone. And if you're wondering why some people are in green and they have medals, that's because they are channel members. So hello and welcome to you all. We now nearly have 100 channel members. And also, if you have, actually, some people's medals have changed. Yes! Oh my goodness, look. I've only just noticed. So what happens with the channel membership medals is, once you've been a member for more than a month, your medal changes. Once you've been a member for more than 2 months, it changes again. Then I think it might be 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, something of that nature. So, some of you have changed. Yay! Yay, that's really, really cool. So, some of you have been channel members for more than a month. I hope you're enjoying that. So, hello to everyone and welcome. JC says new badges are starting. They are indeed. And you have been upgraded. Right, okay. So let's get on to the main story of the day, which is, of course, the Queen and what she is doing and how she is keeping herself safe. So I'm going to go back to the announcement that was made, that we do actually know that was made regarding the Queen. So I'm going to read that again. I will post the link for you guys to follow. But also, if you want to follow, if you're watching on catch up, I will post it in the description after this video has gone live. So this announcement was made on the 13th of March, so just a few days ago, saying, as a sensible precaution and for practical reasons in the current circumstances, changes are being made to the Queen's diary commitments in the coming weeks. In consultation with the medical household and government, Her Majesty's forthcoming visit to Chelsea and Camden will be rescheduled. Audiences will continue as usual. Other events will be reviewed on an ongoing basis in line with the appropriate advice. So, advice, as we know, varies and differs from country to country. The UK, I think, is taking a slightly different approach to some other countries in terms of their advice on self-isolating and what they've banned, what they haven't banned. There is no official blanket ban yet for the royals in terms of maybe shaking hands or literally that they are banning royal engagements. It is on a case-by-case basis. I think it does depend on your age and your pre-existing health conditions. So Charles and Camilla, their tour has been cancelled, their upcoming foreign tour, and obviously the Queen's upcoming public engagements, where she has had to go to, where she would have had to have gone to a big gathering, has now been cancelled. But there has been some confusion over the past 24 hours over if the Queen has been forced to leave Buckingham Palace and to, I think I've heard some reports say that she was actually going to completely self-isolate at Windsor. This is not true. The Queen is typically at Windsor Castle for her weekend break. So she is still there now and she is set to return on Monday to Buckingham Palace. and there has been no changes. I don't think she will be attending any opting and choosing to not shake hands. She may even be wearing gloves. I don't know at this point, but she's still doing her red boxes, all of the work, all the functions that she carries out to keep the state going are still continuing. She is being protected, but as far as we are aware, she is back to work, back to Buckingham Palace on Monday. Some of the other claims were that that there are contingency plans in place. I am sure there are contingency plans in place for the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh for their safety. Some of them have spoken about isolating at Sandringham. Now, we don't know if that's true or not. Any official details on what would happen if the Queen and the Duke had to self-isolate have not been made public. So Sandringham, of course, is one of their homes where they could potentially self-isolate. But if you want to be completely out of it and completely away from most things, I would probably say that actually Balmoral is a bit of a better option if you want to completely be out of it. There is hardly anything around Balmoral, and I would probably say if you were going to self-isolate anywhere, Balmoral would probably be the place that I would choose to go. But we do not know what those contingency plans are. So basically what I'm saying is business as usual for the Queen, business as usual for the royals, except perhaps some of these more kind of mass gatherings. So let's just go and see what people are saying all about that. Ooh, Blonde Addict, I like your name, says you are fabulous. Thank you. Thank you very much. Lauren says, I have a disability, so I'm personally choosing to self-isolate just as a personal choice. Again, you do you. You do you, boo, is what I'm trying to say, because you know your own body, you know your own condition, you know what you are comfortable doing. You know you, so you do you, and you do what you feel comfortable with. I think that's the best thing. Hayton the King says the Duke of Edinburgh has been self-isolating for 2 years. Maybe he has a crystal ball. Maybe he knew what was coming. Who knows? Martine says they should check her and Prince Philip. I'm sure they probably have been tested, I would imagine, just to make sure. Nancy says, you look awesome in bright colours, thank you. Are we loving the pop of coral going on here? It kind of complements the Queen's flower basket brooch, don't you think? Lauren says, hope everyone here is keeping well. Again, I echo your thoughts. I hope that everyone is being safe, washing their hands, you know, just doing all the old-fashioned methods of keeping healthy and clean, I think, is the best thing to do. Rachel, no, I've not heard anything about the Duke of Edinburgh, but in these kind of cases, I think no news is definitely good news. Lauren says, please don't worry about the Queen not being in public, just what a doctor would advise. Yeah, I think it's the most sensible thing for the Queen to do. H.M. the King says, did someone say Queen Elizabeth? We did, and you are here. Yeah, I think it's just imperative that the Queen stays safe. She is most definitely to be protected at all costs. But we have seen the Queen today, which I'm going to move on to my next point. So I have a link to share, and it is a collection of photographs of the Queen being driven to church at Windsor today. So let me just copy and paste that link, and I will share it for you. Again, if you're watching on catch up, I will share the link in the description. So feel free to open it and follow. I'm not going to read the whole article, but I am going to take a look at the pictures. Now, the Queen is wearing, I don't know, would you call it teal? Green? Forest green? I don't know. It's kind of almost the colour that I want for my dining room curtains. It really is. It's gorgeous. The Queen usually wears an outfit that she's worn in public before for her personal wardrobe when she's in private. So this is actually classed as a private occasion, even though she's been paparazzied through the window of her car being driven to church on her own estate. This is a private wardrobe. She's wearing her pearls. I love the kind of black trim. Again, she's not particularly, smiling. She's not accompanied by any other member of the royal family that I can see from these photographs. And from reports that I've seen, I don't think she was with any other royal. but she still looks healthy. She looks healthy, and well. And I think that is the one thing that everybody is really happy to see, that she is just healthy and well. If you scroll down a little bit more, I love the photograph, not from today, but I love the photograph of the Queen from March the 8th. And I love that she's wearing those dark glasses. She looks like Gangster Gran, don't you think? I love her when she wears her dark glasses. And that's kind of all the pictures that we have. But at least we have seen the Queen, and we know that she is in good health from those photos. So there we go. Kelly says, which beautiful tiara am I wearing today? It is the Spencer tiara today, and you'll see why in a moment, why I've chosen to wear the Spencer tiara, because we're going to be talking about Princess Diana in a little moment. So hold on in there. Charlotte says the Queen has a strong family, sticking at home during bombings in World War II. She will be strong now. She will indeed. Oh yeah, my heart goes out for anyone who's had their holidays cancelled, but you know, it's better to stay safe. Barbie says, I'm pretty sure the Queen has the highest standards at all times with her age and contact with the general public. Yeah, but the Queen, you know, up until recently was indeed. Barbie's laughing at Gangster Gran. That would be a great Instagram name. Oh, imagine if the Queen had an internet social media persona that no one else knew about, and she went by the name of Gangster Gran, or I don't know, Gangster Queen, or something of that nature. Because that would be quite funny, I think. Right, I'm going to move on from the Queen, and we're going to talk about Prince William, who has been announced as patron of London Air Ambulance. I will share a link to the tweet so that you can kind of follow on if you want to. Let me just find it. It's here somewhere. Copy link to tweet. There we go. Right, I'm going to copy that in so you can follow. Again, I will share the link on Catch Up for you guys. So, London Air Ambulance Charity posted, through our charity and his own work as an air ambulance pilot, the Duke has seen firsthand the impact of rapid response treatment for the most critically ill patients. We're delighted to be working together in our mission to save more lives in London. And Kensington Palace also tweeted, as patron of London Air Ambulance, the Duke of Cambridge will continue to champion those working on the front line and highlight the charity's vital work in supporting the London's Air Ambulance's rapid response to incidents and its provision to life-saving medical treatment. So, again, I mean, obviously, a job that's really close to what Prince William was doing for his working career before he became a full-time working royal. As we know, he trained to be an air ambulance pilot. He lived in Anglesey in their early years of being together, and he worked up until he became required to be a full-time working royal. So I'm sure he still probably feels a little pang of kind of wanting to relive his working years. Again, I think when a royal has a kind of a working career before becoming a full-time working royal, I think it's always a time that they really enjoy, and then once that's over, that they look back on really fondly and almost wish that they were still doing it. We still sometimes look back at Prince Harry and kind of wonder if he wishes that, you know, he could still have that kind of military life. Or that he misses the kind of camaraderie of the military. With William, it's the London Air Ambulance, that kind of teamwork that goes on behind the scenes, doing a fulfilling and, you know, rescuing people must be so fulfilling. I'm not saying what he does now is not fulfilling, but it's in a different way. If you are directly rescuing someone, when you are in imminent danger, that is a very different feeling that you will get when you go home at the end of the day. So I am sure this is an issue that is so close to Prince William's heart, and that he will be working flat out to help all he can going forward with that. Right, I'm going to read some comments. Let's go down a bit. Hang on, going up. Karen says, I'm hating the coldness between William and Harry, hoping they can become close again. There's been, again, lots of reports in the news, in the media today about, you know, what what Prince Harry and what Prince William think about each other. Again, I'm not entirely sure how they know what they exactly think about each other. I don't know the sources. I don't know if they're true, so I'm not really going to comment much on that because it is really just speculation. But what we do know is what we saw from the Commonwealth Day service, and that reception that they kind of had, that interaction, the body language, the lip syncing, it didn't read as being warm. I think we have seen warmer meetings, warmer gatherings in the past than what we saw at the Commonwealth Day service last week. So rather this week, I should say. So yeah, I'm going to leave that one at that one. But I agree with H.A. Bracken. When William is king, he will need Harry as support. I think when you are king, when you are monarch, you need all the support you can have from your family. Alice said, you hope to visit England. Your family emigrated to the US in the 1800s. I've always adored the beautiful country, royal family, and wonderful traditions. You are more than welcome. Obviously, when things are better in terms of what's going on in the world right now, I'm sure international travel will be back on the agenda. Oh, do we have a troll? I think we do. Hang on. There we go. Right. I think I've removed the troll. Hang on. There. I've done it. I've removed the troll. Right. Troll is gone. Now, I'm going to move on from Prince William, and we're going to be talking about the Sussexes, Balmoral, and the summer. So obviously, we know that Harry has now returned back to Canada to be reunited with Meghan and Archie. We know also that in the summer of last summer, Harry and Meghan declined an invitation to go to Balmoral in the summer. And then we had everything going on with all the media and just everything that was everything going on. So, obviously, the Balmoral stay at summer for the royal family is a time for the Queen to spend time with her extended family, her close family and her extended family. Over the summer, they all kind of go to visit at different points throughout the summer. They don't always kind of go there at the same time, at the same number of weeks, because obviously, although it's a castle, it still has a limited amount of bedrooms and space. So they often go at different times throughout the summer. As a member of the royal family, of the Queen's family, Prince Harry and Meghan and Archie, I am sure, will have been given, or will be given at some point. I don't know how far in advance those invitations are worked. Usually with a royal engagement, it's normally kind of 6 months in the planning that they kind of plan things. So maybe round about now would be the time that the diaries would be kind of thought about with regards to the summer holidays. In the Queen's statement after the Sandringham summit, she made it perfectly clear that Harry, Meghan and Archie were still going to be thought of very much as a valued members of the royal family. And I have no doubt in my mind that they will be, or would have been, invited to Balmoral for the summer. So I think the reports that are going on now are just commenting on something that would just likely happen anyway. I think the Queen would likely extend an invitation for them to come over at Balmoral so that she could spend time with Harry, Meghan and Archie, who obviously she won't have seen as much of since they will have moved to Canada. Now, whether or not Harry and Meghan would choose to accept that, I don't know. The summer is a long way off. We're talking about, the end of July, August, beginning of September. So it's a long way off. Also, we don't know what's happening with international flights and everything going on with what I've been speaking about earlier. So we don't know the logistics of whether or not Harry and Meghan even could accept if they wanted to. Or they could choose to not to, like they did last year, depending on how they feel. So again, just be aware that there is all of that floating around in the media, and the truth is we don't know exactly what invitation has been given out. The only thing we can kind of almost guarantee is that, you know, an invitation probably will have been given, or will be given to Harry and Meghan to come over. What they choose to do with that invitation is entirely up to them. But just to be aware that all of that is going around as well. Let's have a look. Becky says, I think the Queen would make an invitation to all her grandchildren. Yes, I am perfectly sure that she would. Right, going up again. No, I'm going down again. Nancy says, do you always read all of our comments after this is live? I don't always have time to go back and read and re-watch all of the comments. I'm not quite sure I kind of like watching myself back all the time. So no, I don't go back and read all the comments. And of course, it's very, very difficult to read everybody's comment, every single comment. I think I'd probably be here for about an hour and a half if that was the case. But I try and get through as many as I possibly can. If you really do want me to see a comment, which I do always read the video comments. So if you really do want me to see something in particular, after the video is finished, or even while the video is on, leave a comment in the comment box of the actual video. I always read those. So even if I don't see all of the live chat ones, I always read the comments. So if you want me to see something that, you know, that you really want me to see, put it there. Let's have a look. Right. And I think that's... Oh, no. I was going to do Princess Diana, wasn't I? Yes, I almost forgot. So, let's move on to The Crown. So, as we know, we've just had season 3, or series 3. I really, really loved it. I've loved The Crown from the first series all the way through. And they are now currently filming and working on season 4. So, I've got some photographs to show you of the lady who is... the young lady who has been chosen to portray Diana. And I have to say, they have recreated a scene where she was boarding or disembarking a Concorde. Now, Princess Diana flew Concorde many, many times. It was the quickest, easiest, most efficient way at the time of getting across the Atlantic. And I have to say, I really do like the characterization of Diana here. I know we haven't seen any actual, you know, moving visual of it, but Emma Corrin, who is portraying, the actress who is portraying Diana, looks absolutely stunning. She looks beautiful. I think they have done a really, really fantastic job recreating Diana. If you scroll down and flick through the photos, we actually see a picture of the real Diana on board Concorde, and we see Emma Corrin, and they look so alike. They really, really do. The outfits look really on point. You can see the green screen behind the Concorde. So this filming actually took place on a real Concorde. So obviously they are grounded now, they do not fly, but they have them in museums and all kinds of places. They used an actual Concorde to do the filming on, which I think is really, really good for being authentic. You can see the green screen in the back. The outfits, again, looks really, really 80s and good. I just think they've done a really, really good job, and I can't wait to see the result of Series 4. I don't know when it's going to be aired. I'm hoping for a kind of Christmas, or even just after Christmas, a January release maybe. November, December, January would be good for me. Let me know what you think about Emma Corrin's portrayal of Diana that you can see so far from the pictures. I've seen other pictures as well from different scenes that have been filmed and leaked, and it looks really, really good. Let's have a look what people are saying. Cheryl says, we have Concorde here in BIM. BIM? Where is BIM? Let's have a look. Going down again. Elise says, why did you stop the timestamps? I stopped the timestamps when I split the channel between Harry and Meghan news. The only reason I introduced the timestamps was because people were getting some people didn't want to hear Harry and Meghan news, some people did, and it was just a big hoo-ha. So just so people could see the stories that they wanted to see, I did the timestamps. But if you want to see all of the royal news, I don't know, do you want me to do the timestamps again? I can resume the timestamps if you think it'll be helpful. But there we go. That's what it was. Anything the King says, presume it's the one parked at Heathrow. I don't know. I don't know which one it is. I didn't actually read the whole article, but I like looking at the pictures and seeing it. Right, and there we have it. So that concludes, I should say, today's news. So, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media, and also, of course, do hit the bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. So, from me in Shropshire, mwah to you all, and goodbye.